I want to explain a couple of things before we get into the transcript so people understand what the heck I'm doing with this. Colin Strickland has not been accused of any crime, and I certainly have not accused him and would not. Kaitlin Armstrong is the one who is on trial. Kaitlin Armstrong is innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law. Although it is my opinion that there is a lot in this case that she is going to have a heck of a time explaining, that's just my opinion. And that is not what this video is about anyway. The video is about Colin's statements, not the entire case. I have a lot of questions, and that's fair. And so you understand the lens I'm looking through here. I am a retired threat assessment specialist. I worked in criminal justice for my entire career. Analyzing cases, analyzing behavior, statements, that was routine for me. And what you see and what you hear in this series on Colin's statements is not the full extent of what I think. It's not the full in-depth analysis that you might see at the office. As for Kaitlin Armstrong's guilt or innocence, that's not up to me to decide. That's up to the jury. And the jury is seeing and hearing evidence. And we're not in that room. We're not seeing that. We're not hearing that. We're not in their minds. So this video is not an analysis of the entire case. This is just about Colin Strickland's statements to police. That's it. And my hope in doing these things is that somebody can maybe gain something from it, maybe learn something, maybe pick up something that you can use in your own life when you're dealing with people and trying to determine whether or not they're lying to you, trying to put puzzle pieces together if somebody's giving you a story. Let's get started. Colin, I don't know. I can't tell you exactly. She's kind of a guarded person. She was just, she was always just she just wasn't, I don't know. It's hard to say. I can't read exactly what a woman is feeling. Note he says she was a guarded person. That she was a guarded person or that she was guarded was one of the criticisms of her during her police interview. They actually used the word guarded as a way to suggest that she was guilty. But if this is her personality, then that's different. Dick. Colin. In terms of love, some women are, I don't know women. I can't tell you that. Dick. Yeah. Colin. I can't speak to how she was. Dick. Colin, in terms of, we had a relationship hiatus, and Kaitlin after Mo was in Austin for a week, and I had broken up with Kaitlin before Mo came to town. Dick. Colin. And then I actually did not know that she was coming to Austin in October. I had no idea. Ooh. If Kaitlin was this maniacal, jealous, wild woman, would Colin be sitting here saying, oh, I don't know, he lived with her? So we're not hearing about silent treatment or rage or anything else. We're not hearing something wildly out of the ordinary for this kind of circumstance. And then at line 16, Colin starts with the stammering and the half sentences again. So this tells you he's wanting to hide something here. He's scrambling to think. And he's explaining, again, something that wasn't asked about how he and Kaitlin, we were split up at the time that Mo and I got together. I don't believe him. It's not that I don't believe that maybe they had a relationship break. He's hiding something there or trying to explain and paint himself in a good light. What do you think? I think that the cultivation of the relationship with Mo and the getting together and the carrying on, this lasted more than a week, at least in Colin's mind. And that last sentence here, that Colin volunteers, I actually did not know that she was coming to Austin in October. And then he reiterates, I had no idea. Why is he saying this? Nobody asked this. Why is he bringing this up? There is something here. this makes me think that he did know. Did he look her up on Strava? Did he keep tabs on where she was and where she was going to be? Remember, he has a history, he told us himself, of looking at his girlfriend's phones, keeping track. Next page. Colin. We hadn't discussed that, and I don't think so, because it felt like a surprise. And then she was here, and I said, oh, let's hang out. So I was mentally ready to kind of move on. It felt like a surprise. Was it? Or wasn't it? And then she was here. And I know after Mo left town, after Kaitlin's things were still at my house, we were sleeping in separate rooms and effectively, Kaitlin was on Bumble. I know she had went on several dates with people, and I never asked what they were, what extent they were evolving a relationship. Dick. Colin. But I know she went on had several men that she was dating of sorts, and I was fine with it. I mean, that was kind of the understanding, of course. It really looks here like Colin is trying to paint a picture of Kaitlin and paint a picture of himself. And of course, those pictures serve Colin. Dick. Colin. So yeah, it just seems very weird to me that there would be any dwelling or fixating on a person. Dick. Colin. When she was moving on to Dick. Yeah. Colin. Other relationships. At that time. Dick. Yeah. Colin. That's all I can say. Dick. Do you know if Kaitlin ever tried to call Mo or send her messages through, like Instagram or anything? Colin. I know that right after in October before, right when I had started essentially seeing Mo, just hanging out with Mo in Austin, Kaitlin did call her and pretty much just said, hey, do you know that I pretty much live at Colin's house? Or I don't know exactly I have no idea. Dick. Of course. Colin. I didn't really dive in, but I do know she called her, and Mo was like, that was really weird. Somebody called. Some random person called me and asked me. I felt so ashamed. I'm just so sorry. Dick. Yeah. Colin. That was my ex-girlfriend I broke up with, but I also knew Mo had just broken up with her ex-boyfriend, so she said. So it seemed just being in relatively similar situations. Colin knows what was said. He texted Kaitlin saying WTF and living at Colin's house, pretty much living at Colin's house, and living with Colin, being Colin's girlfriend, are two completely different things. In any case, I don't think he's being completely forthright here. I also notice he's stammering again. And he says Mo had just broken up with her boyfriend, so she said. Does he not believe her? Dick. Yeah. Colin. At least in my mind, that's what I was. Dick. Okay, yeah. If you could hang on real quick. I'm so sorry. I have to take this call. I'll be right back. Detective Spittler leaves the room, so it's just Colin and his lawyer, Claire. Claire says, we're being recorded right now. Colin. Claire. Right now. Okay. I would rather you, Colin. I feel like they're just leading a narrative. They're just trying to lead me along. And do I have to answer? Claire, here's what you do. You don't have to answer. We can walk out at any time, okay? Colin, I don't know whether that's Claire. It's totally permissible. It's nothing they can hold against you. It is you would be finished talking, and I am happy to do that for you. If what I would tell you in general is if you don't remember something, Colin, don't make conjecture. Don't try to remember. Claire, you don't need to speculate. Don't speculate. And I think you're trying to be helpful. But if even if you're just answering a question in terms of what I would usually do in those circumstances, Claire has obviously caught on to some things here. It's obvious he's full malarkey here. Colin, right. It's not relevant. Claire, then you don't know. Colin, it's not. Claire, you don't know, okay? But also, if you're ready to get the cheek swab and go, we can get the cheek swab and go. Another thing you can, Colin, I don't know why I want to help with anything I can, but at this point it's just I feel like they're just trying to, Claire, then why don't you Colin, lead a narrative. Lead me. Claire, then why don't you, Colin, things that they can do on their own, essentially. Claire, yeah, so why don't we ask him to ask you specific questions, and then you, instead of guessing or recreating, try to answer in a short, factual way. Colin, sure. Claire, and again, Colin, we can walk out. We can get your cheeks swabbed and we can go, okay? I know you want to be helpful, but if it's too much, you don't have to. You've been helpful. You can also tell him you don't like where the narrative is going and you had I don't like what you're trying to get me to say. And if we can just be real specific, question and answer, because I don't have any knowledge because you don't. Colin, if I had any knowledge, I wouldn't be in this position. Claire, that's right. I see you being very factual about the things that you experienced and saw, right? Like I saw a Porsche. I was careful on the motorcycle. I walked into the apartment, sat down on the couch. I see you being factual about those things. And then I see you trying to figure out the significance of these questions. Like, do you know if she had any friends? And so if you don't know, then I would encourage you to, rather than try to work their narrative in any way, Colin, piece it together, yeah. Claire, just answer that you don't know. Colin, okay. Claire, okay. Is there something that you wanted to say last time that you don't feel like you got to say? I think you can say that. Colin, I have something to say. F you guys for manipulating me. Claire, well, Colin, someone's grieving, but that's not relevant. Claire, well, you can say I feel like you're manipulating me. I'm grieving. Can I just answer the questions? And the answer is, you can walk out. You don't have to participate at all. You have given your narration of events. You have been questioned hard about it. Today, they're following up in a way that it seems less about you and more like trying to try out other theories. And if you don't want to be part of trying out other theories, you don't have to be. Colin, I don't, because this comes back to, if anything that's relevant, I would. Claire, you're not in a position to know. Colin, well, no. If anything was relevant and then we wouldn't be in this position because I would have taken a different course of action in my life to not. Claire, you wouldn't be in this situation and nobody else would be either. Colin, nobody's in a situation like this. So it's Claire. Well, I guess you're probably going to have to say that. Colin, yeah. Claire, and I think I'd be specific. Look, it seems like you're going in a very specific direction. If I had any knowledge of anyone's propensity to do something like this, if that's what happened, I would not still be in a relationship or, right? And I think it's okay to say that. You wouldn't have been. Colin, it's absolutely insane. Claire, you're really smart about things like, I don't want other people's passcodes. I mean, that takes a lot of maturity to realize that you don't want to know every detail in someone else's life because it'll just, Colin, it's like stupid. Claire, nag. It ends up nagging at you. Colin, it's just lessons learned. Claire, right. I think that everybody should get to that point. Everybody doesn't. Colin, well, if you want to be constantly torment yourself, then read somebody's diary, right? Colin, exactly. There's plenty of other things to do with your life and be with other people. So, Claire, right. Plenty of healthier ways to be in a relationship. Colin, there's a lot of people I think I could have been spending my last 3 years with. So, just mind-blowing too. Indiscernible, the way she was. These questions are being asked. Claire, you are, in my opinion, how could you not be in a state of overwhelm through all the huge, significant questions that are happening for you, right? And events are happening and they're just almost nowhere to rest your mind. Colin, I want to be helpful, but if they asked any questions that are very clearly trying to lead a narrative that they're working, I don't feel like I don't have any relevant, I guess I should just say I can't, I don't know. Claire, let's tell him no. When he comes back in, to the extent that you want to continue, we will say, I feel like I'm being asked to support a narrative, right? And if you have specific questions for me, I want to answer them. I'm real uncomfortable trying to help you build a specific case, but the only thing you can speak to is factual knowledge, right? Colin, yes. Claire, was Kaitlin hard to get along with that weekend in Arkansas? You don't have to answer it, but that's what he's... Colin, indiscernible. She's really good. Claire, that's what he's wondering. Colin, not particularly. Claire, right. I know in my relationship, when something is actively bothering me like that, it's hard for me to go through ordinary motions and kind of hold it together and act like nothing's bothering me, right? So I would expect over a full weekend like that, you would have seen some signs of unhappiness. It sounds like you didn't. Colin, yeah. Claire, they weren't exhibited. It also sounds to me, from what I'm hearing, you're like somebody who gives other people a lot of space in the relationship, and that you like also to have some personal space and some personal boundaries around every single minute. Around, do you spend all your time together around, you encouraged group rides, you encouraged friendships. Claire knows, and Colin knows, that they are being recorded. So it's odd to me that she would ask the question about Arkansas. She's doing the detective's job for him. Interesting. And the other, I think the key piece here is that Kaitlin is really good. Look at line 5. She's really good. Kaitlin is not this jealous monster, this jealous maniac. This characterization of her in the media is inconsistent with everything that's being said here. It's inconsistent with her past behavior. Also, other witnesses have said in media reports that Kaitlin never showed any sign of being overly jealous or possessive or anything like that. Sure, they would have fought about Colin having communication with another woman who he had an affair with, but of course, I think any woman or man for that matter would have an issue with it. If these people had an affair, you're not going to be completely cool about it. That would be weird too. Even from Colin, who wants to paint himself in a good light as much as he can, is saying she's good. Let's continue. It's healthy, and it seems like that's what you're looking for. Colin, yeah. Claire, in personal relationships, and seems like that's what you cultivated. Colin dances around answers. He hides a lot. And other people keep filling in the blanks for him. They let him know what they want to hear, and then of course he's going to give that to them, right? He didn't cultivate something healthy here, and he wanted space because he wants to mess around. So not only am I seeing that he tries to give people what they want to hear, we're seeing other people, detective, lawyer, let Colin know that, hey, this is what we want to hear. And so he's going to give that to them. Makes it too easy. When Spittler was just sitting back and saying, yeah, okay, and letting Colin go, that's way better than letting him know what it is that they want to hear. Colin, yeah, I mean, if someone has a desire to, run around, they're going to run around. Claire, right. Colin, there's nothing you can do. I think all you can do is extricate yourself from the situation. Claire, you didn't see anything you need to extricate about, did you? Colin, no. Claire, so here we are. Colin, I didn't see anything that was, it's just absolute. Claire, so you don't know. The answer is you don't know, and you're uncomfortable speculating. And I think it's not just reasonable. Colin, yeah. Claire, it's helpful. Colin, yeah. Claire, hey, come in. Dick, hey, I'm so sorry about that. All right. Claire, you want to speak for yourself or you want me to? Colin, no. Claire, it's all right? Colin, we were just talking. Of course, just filling time. And I'm more than happy to help give you any information you want. Dick, yes? Colin, of course that's helpful. Dick, it's been extremely helpful so far. I mean, you've been great. Colin, I mean, beyond factual questions you have, Dick. Colin, I don't feel comfortable making any speculations about a narrative. I understand your work. Everything's on the table, and that's absolutely 100%. Dick, of course. Colin, understandable. I just can't, I'm not going to make any speculations about what I think. I mean, if I had the most remote signs of somebody having an instability of mental capacity, I would not be in a close, intimate, committed relationship. Dick, Colin, like in a relationship with them sharing my whole life. Dick, yes. Colin, so that's all I can say. Dick, of course. Colin, that there is, I mean, if you're wondering, were there signs? Was there that? If there were any effing signs, I would have extricated myself from. Dick, yeah. Colin, a relationship and gotten a lot of space and a restraining order or something. Dick, Colin is clear. Yet the narrative now is that Kaitlin was exactly the opposite of what Colin is saying here. Colin, so that's all I can say regarding, is my partner unstable? I mean, I've never seen any signs of that. If I had, I would not. Dick, yeah. Colin, there's plenty of other women in the world and the community that I could spend my time with. Dick, Colin, so that's all I can say. Dick, of course. Colin, Dick. And as far as the speculation, I'm not expecting you to know everything. I mean, if you don't know something, then you don't know it. Colin, sure. Dick, and that's fine. Trust me, I'm not trying to trick you into anything or saying something Colin, well, you're, Dick, you know Kaitlin a lot better than me. Colin, your associate definitely was trying to get me to essentially implicate somebody. Dick, Colin, that in something that's the most serious and severe. I mean, you guys you have the evidence. I don't have any effing evidence beyond just so. Dick, Colin, yeah. Dick, well, and I don't like that. That's how it came across to you because, and that's kind of what I was saying. Like, I don't know Kaitlin. I don't know you. I don't know Mo. I don't know Cash. Colin, yeah, so, Dick, but you've been in a relationship with Kaitlin, so you can actually provide that insight. Colin, yeah, I'm always, Dick, and so if Colin, indiscernible, is like the basis of my entire relationship with this woman. Dick, Colin, she's an incredibly kind, caring, sweet person who has helped me take care of my aging mother. She helped her secure like $20,000 in unemployment. Dick, Colin, by just being on the phone for 5 days. Like she has only shown shining examples. I mean, in my experience, has only shown absolute above and beyond examples of human compassion and thoughtfulness and care and going far out of her way for ridiculous things, like ridiculous extents to help other humans. Dick, Colin, and that's just been my experience. That's why I've been with her for 3 years even. Dick, yeah, Colin. Despite having my doubts initially, if we were, if I wanted to be together for a long time. Dick, Colin, based on just stupid things like, the kind of clothes she wears and stuff, Dick says, yeah, of course. And again, I mean, it's just kind of going back to, me just trying to figure out, like, just kind of how she is, her personality and stuff. Colin, I understand. Dick, if you were to ask me about, like, hey, how was your wife? Yeah, I mean, I'm going to tell you, yeah, she's always happy. But does she get mad? Yes, everybody gets mad. That's natural. I'm not going to blow that out of proportion. Do you think my wife could go and kill somebody? No, there's no way in the world. Do I think my wife would hit somebody? No. Now, if you asked that about my 6-year-old son, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he wouldn't punch somebody at all. Colin. If I think that Kaitlin would hit somebody? No, I honestly don't, because it would be too, I don't know. Do I think Kaitlin could kill somebody? No, I don't. I have no concept of having that much rage and ability to suspend reality for long enough to do something like that. And that it's going to be okay. Like, it's not going to be okay. Dick. Yeah. Colin. Under any circumstances, you know. Dick. Have you had an opportunity to speak with Kaitlin after both y'all were down here? Colin. Had an opportunity? Dick. Uh-huh. Colin. Yeah, I went to my father's house after this because I was in communication with our attorney from our real estate case who was with Kaitlin at the house. Dick. Uh-huh. Colin. And eventually said, okay, they're finished. I just didn't want to go and sit in front of my house, in front of my neighbors. Dick, of course. Colin. As I just didn't want to see that. So I got some food with my father off Riverside and then went home. And yeah, Kaitlin was there. And we were both just shell-shocked. We really didn't say much. During the search, Colin left and went to his father's, which is fine. Kaitlin stayed. Dick. Uh-huh. Colin. Honestly, because what is there to say? Dick. Yeah. Colin. It's a terrifying situation in every way. Interesting that he chooses that word instead of stressful, sad, horrendous. There are lots of other words. It's interesting he chooses to use terrifying. Dick. Yeah. Colin. And, you know, we just tried to sleep. Probably slept an hour or two over the course of 8 hours. Walked to the coffee shop, a few blocks away from the house, still in just a daze, in a stupor, just, you know, and she's just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what's going on. And I said, well, I just can't believe you're in this. I dragged you into this situation in any way. And all we can do is write down, while it's relatively fresh, write down in absolute, like I just told you. Dick. Uh-huh. Colin. Because it's all out there. There's no, I don't know. Maybe I'm not in your business, but I can only imagine it's pretty straightforward piecing together. Unless something is deviously premeditated, then I just can't imagine being able to perpetrate something. Dick. Uh-huh. Well, this is interesting. When he's talking about his conversation with Kaitlin, he's again stammering and talking in those half sentences. Every time he does this, he's hiding something. So what's he struggling with here? The question was, did you talk to Kaitlin? Kaitlin says, according to Colin, I don't know what's going on. It looks like she's trying to get a handle on what the heck happened. What's happening? And he's, even in the retelling of this, he's stammering here. And he says in line 19, because it's all out there. What does that mean? Colin. With the expectation of getting away with it, as it were. Dick. Yeah. Colin. And then that was our conver. We walked to coffee, walked back. She said they have my phone. So I mean, where do you think you should get a phone? I said I think Walmart would have one. Dick. Uh-huh. Colin. I mean, this is between long periods of just silence because it's so... Dick. Yeah. Colin. I mean, we're just trying to attain some sense of normalcy, I guess. Dick. Uh-huh. Colin. And routine. And then I guess sometime around midday, she left to go get a new phone. Dick. Okay. Colin. And I did the same. I went to Verizon and then I had talked to the higher up attorney at our real estate attorney. Dick. Yeah. Colin. And they said, this is insane. I mean, you should talk to a criminal defense lawyer just because we're not experts in this. This is Dick. Right. Colin. An insanely intense, serious matter. Claire. Uh-huh. Colin. So then I've talked to a few friends for numbers. Anyway, I'm rambling. That's when I went and consulted Claire on what? Claire. And that was Colin. On what was going on, but Claire. Friday afternoon. And I said, I think y'all need to stop talking to each other. You need to separate yourselves from each other. Dick. Uh-huh. Claire. While the fact-finding is going on. I just don't think it would be helpful. Dick. Of course. Claire. And so I don't think there's been very much. There's definitely not been any being together. Claire cannot say that. She wasn't there. She can't answer for Colin here. Okay. Colin, since I left, and I left Friday midday. Dick, Colin, eventually to get a new SIM card for my phone, which I assumed was okay. Dick, yeah. Colin, have the same number. Claire, you're allowed to have a phone. Dick, yeah, right. See? Colin, Claire, since Claire, then I haven't spoken with Kaitlin or seen her. Dick, Colin, and so the two detectives came by my house yesterday. Dick, Colin, asking if she was there, if I'd seen where she was. My father had contacted her that yesterday morning. Dick, with her. I gave him the number that. Dick, Colin, Kaitlin had given our mutual attorney, real estate attorney. Dick, yeah. Colin, and who was just kind of being she said, I'm here for you guys, whatever you need, because we'd been working with her closely on this real estate case. Dick, yeah. Colin, for like 6 months now. Dick, yeah. Colin, which I'm effing dropping, and the real estate case. Dick, Colin, and so that's the last. I sent Kaitlin a message on, I believe, Saturday saying, hey, I'm dropping this case. I have about $40,000 in legal fees for that. So I said, Kaitlin, she reinvested. I did a cash out refinance on my home about a year ago, and about $350,000, and a lot of it went into the trailer restoration business. And then Kaitlin is a very savvy investor. So she was managing the other, about $100,000 of my money. Said about 2 weeks ago, she said, well, this real estate case is not resolving quickly. Let's just put it in the market. So Kaitlin invested, I think, about $100,000 into Dick, Colin, the market, and it's still there. So I messaged her on Saturday about, hey, I think I'm going to drop this case in Lockhart, and I would like to settle up with the attorney, whatever we come to. Would you mind extracting, could you pull out this $100,000 and just put it back in my account so there's more than $40,000 in there. Dick, yeah. Colin, yeah. Dick, so did she actually pull that money out and give it to you? Colin, no, I have not. Dick, you didn't check? Colin, I didn't get a response actually to that. I'm sure she's being advised the same thing. Notice when Colin's describing an event that happened, when he's not hiding, he's very fluid. There's not a lot of stammering. Everybody talks sometimes in half sentences, but there's not a lot of that. Compare how fluid this is with times when he's not, and think about what is going on when he is speaking in half sentences and going off on different tangents. Dick, yeah. More Colin as I am. Like you guys should just separate for a while this, for clarity. Dick, yeah. Colin, not to convolute the situation. So as much as I've been wanting to reach out to her, just haven't for that reason. Dick, yeah. Colin, but my father reached out to her yesterday and I'm sure got that information. Dick, so I guess it's my understanding from that. So she has basically like sole control over that, like the money that was invested? Colin, yes. Dick, okay. Colin, I think it's a Charles Schwab account. Dick, okay. Colin, she was managing all of our books, my books, like the financials of the business. Dick, okay. Colin, filling my taxes, things like that. So that's Dick. Did she happen to mention who her attorney was that she was going to get? I did call that the real estate attorney that you had speaking. Colin, Rula? Dick. Yes. So I did speak with her. She didn't have that information either. So I didn't know if maybe she provided that because I was just trying to get in contact with her as well. Was just trying to go through her attorney instead. But yeah, I didn't know if maybe you had that. Colin, I don't. Dick, okay. Colin, we haven't spoken since then. I know she was definitely thinking, she had mentioned she was going to do the same. Well, I hadn't specifically said that I was going to go and meet with Claire. We were still just starting communications when Kaitlin, Dick, Colin, left the house. So yeah, Dick, okay. Colin, are you guys still trying to locate Kaitlin? Kaitlin and Colin were advised to not speak to each other. So Kaitlin has to leave. Well, Kaitlin does not have any family in Austin, even in the greater Austin area. They're being told by lawyers they have to separate. Where is she going to go? Well, her sister lives in New York, so she could go to New York, Detroit, to go be with family. So it makes sense that she would leave. Now, Costa Rica is another thing. But that didn't happen immediately either. Dick. We are. Colin. Okay. Dick. Yeah, I mean, if you, I guess it sounds like your dad has spoken to her, which I would imagine that because the detectives did get that information yesterday, I would assume that maybe your dad told her, hey, some detectives are looking for you. Colin. No, this was before that. Dick. Oh, okay. Colin. He spoke to her in the morning. Dick. Okay. Colin. He said she answered the phone. Dick. Yeah. Colin. And she sounded okay. Wasn't irate or anything. And she spoke with him and yeah. Dick. Okay. If he does happen to talk to her again, and if he's willing to just say, hey, detectives want to talk to you. Colin. I have your... Dick. Yeah. Kaitlin doesn't even know right away that detectives are looking for her and want to speak to her. The other thing I find interesting here is that Colin says, and she sounded okay, wasn't irate or anything. That wasn't the question from Dick. So that makes me think that Colin asked his dad, hey, was she mad? Hey, is she upset? I mean, Colin's not going to be able to say, well, she wasn't irate or anything if he didn't get that information from his father. And why would that come up unless Colin asked? Dick. Yeah, you have all my information. So, I mean, I'd appreciate it. Colin. How long is the scanning of my computer going to take? Because that's essentially for my business. Dick. Oh, it's scanning right now. So I did check with our digital forensics unit this morning. They said it's currently plugged up and everything is scanning. Colin. How long will it take? Dick. And I can get you a copy of all the search warrants and stuff too. Claire. Sure. Yeah. When can he get it back is what he's asking. Dick. So I'm not sure because I don't want to say like, oh, it's going to be a few days or it's, going to be a week, like just in case it's something. Colin. What's the longest? Dick. Comes up. Colin. I mean, once you have the whole Dick. I mean, luckily, we have the passcode and so that definitely speeds everything up a lot. But I'm Colin. Do you need a physical thing or don't y'all just scan the entire Dick? So I'm not sure. Colin. Hard drive? Dick. I will check with DFU regarding that to see what their best course of action would be, our digital forensics unit. And then I can definitely get in contact with your attorney and kind of work those details with her. Claire. We want it as fast as possible, just like anybody who's trying to, conduct their life now. Dick. Exactly. Claire. And if it's not going to be within a few days, then you'll probably need to make other arrangements. Dick. Yeah. And I can definitely speak with our digital forensics unit and talk with them and try to figure out on that. Colin. I need Dick. And I'll definitely coordinate with your attorney on all that stuff. Colin. I have to get a quote for a trailer for John C. Riley. He wants a second unit with us. Claire. Really? Colin. And Larry McGuire wants a unit. I have a meeting with him this weekend over at MML Hospitality. Dick. Oh, okay. Colin. So I need my computer. Dick. Of course. Yeah. Colin. When you're done. Dick. Yeah. Colin. Do your thing, but please do it quickly. Dick. And are you saying your phone or your computer? Colin. Both would be great, but my computer would be for work. Claire. Colin. I have a phone that works, but Dick. Your computer, what does that look like? So there were 2 computers Colin. It has a dark shell case. Dick. Okay. Claire. Is it Apple? Colin. They're both Apples. Yeah. Claire. So nobody wants to go spend a bunch of money. Colin. No. Claire. But you can recreate it on your Apple ID if you... Colin. Okay. I just don't understand why. Claire. If worse comes to worse here. Colin. Yeah, Claire. And they need it for too long. Colin. It's the information on the actual computer. Claire. And it's going to cause you to lose business, then make a business purchase. Colin. Yeah. Dick. So the one with the dark case on it. Colin. Correct. Dick. That is your computer? Colin. Right. Dick. The one with the pink case on it. Who does that belong to? Colin. Kaitlin. Dick. Okay. And then as far as the cell phones that were found also inside, how many Colin, inside, Dick, inside of your house? There was like a cell phone that was plugged up, and then there was another iPhone with a black case that was inside of a bag. The one that was plugged up had like a burnt orange case on it. Colin, like leather colored? Dick, yeah. Colin, okay. I think that was Kaitlin. That's Kaitlin's cell phone. Dick, okay. Colin, it's like a newer version of this. Dick, yes. Colin, yeah. Dick. And then what about the other one that was inside of a bag? It was just like a bag? Dick, yeah. I think it might have been Kaitlin's. Colin, we had, Dick, purse or bag or something like that. It might have, Colin, 4. Dick, bent out. I wasn't sure because I wasn't out there. Colin, all I can tell you is this one was in the drawer that they didn't take. Dick, okay. Colin, we had 3 or 4 iPhones, as most people do, that were obsolete, that were just in a drawer. Maybe we were going to sell them, maybe not. Dick, okay. Colin, for like whatever, if you lose your phone, you can always reactivate it. So I don't know exactly what is what in terms of I know her phone had a leather case. Colin never answers the question about the phone. There was another phone found in a bag, and Dick asks Colin. Dick says it might have been Kaitlin's. That's line 6. Colin never answers whether or not that was Kaitlin's. And let's see if Dick follows up on that. Dick, okay. Colin, and that leather case, mine has the blue leather bull strap case. Dick, okay. Colin, so, Dick, okay, well, the phone probably would have been on more than likely. And if you don't know, turned on, powered on, it's on. Colin, I have no idea. Okay. And again, I don't know if you know or not, so it's Claire. How'd they get your phone? You had it with you and handed it over? Colin, I had it on me. Dick, yeah. Claire, okay. Colin, yeah. Dick. So I know that you didn't answer some of my questions that I was going to ask you before regarding Kaitlin, because again, and if you don't know, you don't know, but you know her a lot better than I know her. So that's why I'm just kind of curious, has she ever mentioned in the past of wanting to hurt Mo? Colin, no, she never mentioned wanting to physically hurt Mo. That's interesting. Dick, okay. Do you think she's capable of hurting Mo? Colin, if I thought she was physically capable of hurting another human, I would have extricated myself immediately from that situation. Not so much for my own personal safety, but my concern for another human. Dick, Claire, so what's that answer? Colin, the answer is no. Dick, okay. Colin, I don't believe in any way she's capable of that. This is a good place to leave this one. In part 4, we hear a lot about the guns. Stay tuned. I'll see you in the comments.